I mean, a child that has gone through COVID-19 era, and that COVID-19 has also altered some approaches to things in the society. So it is not like your question. It is not something accidental. It is actually bringing to fore what has been happening in the boarding environment.
All right. Yes, we can hear you now. I don't know if you got the question before.
I got the question, so let me respond.
Okay, please go on.
In 2010, I published a work. I asked the question, so you want to send your child to a boarding school? I asked these 11 child protection focused questions. And the first question there is, because that work was provoked by a woman who called me and asked me if she could send her 8-year-old daughter to a boarding school. And I asked the question, I'm not in the right place to answer that question, because you know your daughter. Are you saying your child is old enough to become his or her own primary influence? Because when a child goes to the boarding school, he or she becomes her own primary influence amongst other people. Number two, are you saying you train this child to be able to speak up for himself or herself? Number three, have you trained this child to be able to defend himself or herself and report? Have you trained this child to be an ambassador of your value system as a family? It is important to note that the boarding school, the concept of boarding school began from many years ago when families recognize certain value systems in certain people, particularly clergymen, and they send their children to go and live with those people for the purpose of validating their own value system. That is how the whole idea of boarding, before it became an institutionalized concept, began. So the question is, before you send your child to a boarding school, do you ask critical questions as to whether there's compatibility of value between what you represent and what the school represents? Number two, does the school have a child protection system? A child protection system codified into policy, broken down into processes on which everybody within the school system is trained periodically, regularly, and this policy is reviewable from every year. Now, the point is this: today, Section 2 of the Child Rights Act made it abundantly clear that it is the Section 2 of the Child Rights Act, domesticated in 25 states of the Federation today, including Ogun State, including Lagos, and as a matter of fact, State was the first state to promulgate into law, domesticate into law the child rights law in 2005. Then Lagos followed in 2007. So the point is that, do you have in place a child protection system? It doesn't begin with a policy, it's a system codified into a policy, broken down into processes. Then when we talk about child protection system, don't let it sound too high. We are talking about coordinated approach to child protection that envisages the needs of children, envisages the threat to them, and make adequate preparation to meet those needs and mitigate those threats through processes on which everybody is aware, including parents. Does the school have it? Let me quickly say to you, any school, any religious place of worship that gathers children without putting in place a child protection system codified into policy, broken down into processes on which everybody is trained regularly, is a potential crime scene. And so it is shocking that the society is shocked that crimes are happening in crime scenes. Because you have created a crime scene, let me tell you something. In the last 15 years, I've studied the circumstances under where children have died in schools in the last 15 years. And I can begin to reel out to you, but for the exigency of time, the fact of each case, in all of those cases, boarding schools have been culpable. In all of those cases, there's no one where they are not culpable. There's none of them that can boast for that they have child protection system codified into policies, broken down into processes. Now, this is the point. If you are taking your child to a boarding school, do you ask them the question? Do you have in place a child protection system codified into a policy, broken down into processes? What is a policy? A policy is a statement of will, not a statement of wish, a statement of wish saying this is our commitment to children, and it is backed up by our value system, recognizing that the number one responsibility of a school is not to teach but to protect. And that's what I would say to you what Ellen King said. I think, are you still hearing me? Are you still hearing me?
Yes, we're with you. Go on.
Okay. This is what Ellen King said. Ellen King is a consultant to UNICEF on school safety in the Caribbean. She made a statement which I quickly want to say to you now. She said, since children spend a significant amount of their childhood in school, it is for this reason, if no other, that school should be warm, caring, and nurturing places where students feel protected and they feel supported. Indeed, research has shown, she continued, that when children feel connected to school, they have better learning and behavioral outcomes. What is the essence of sending children to school? Better learning and behavioral outcomes. How do we achieve it? When children feel connected to school. How do children begin to feel connected to school? When they feel protected and they feel supported. How do they begin to feel supported and protected? When the school is warm, caring, and nurturing places. What does it mean for the school to be warm? To be friendly? What does it mean for the school to be caring? To anticipate the needs of children, to anticipate the threats to them, to make adequate preparation, to meet those needs and mitigate those threats well before they arrive. Let me round up this my response this way. My wife and I welcomed our first child after 15 years of marriage 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago. I know the emotional attachment I have towards that child. Just 6 weeks old. I welcome my first child at the age of 51. And let me tell you something. I know in terms of finance, in terms of emotional attachment, the emotion I have towards that child, I can never, not because it took me 15 years to wait for the child, submit the child to somebody who I'm not sure has the capacity to take care of the child, not by professing it. And I can now feel the pain of the parents of all the children that have died, particularly Sylvester, to raise a child for 11 years, few days to his 12th birthday, and his life is not that. And what we're going to do is to shut down the school, and when we shut down the school will be pressing buttons to see how they can be reopened, talking to everybody that matters. I will not do the needful. We are still going to come back to this. I'm just very tired of conversations like this, because for 21 years, I have been shouting, I've been in the wilderness, crying, saying, the best way to protect children is through child protection system. This is the question, friends. You start asking schools, maybe you have your children in school, ask them to show you their child protection system, codifies the policy. We are running crime scenes as schools, as religious places of worship. We gather children without any commitment to protect them. And when they die, we go to the blog, we go to the media, we shout, emotions run high. And after like 1 month or so, we go back to normal. We wait for another child to die. This thing must stop. What must happen now is that we must start Operation Show Us Your Child Protection System. Any school, any religious place of worship. In 2016, I worked with the Lagos State government to develop a child protection system for the entire Lagos State. Let me tell you what happened. The government signed that child protection system policy into law in 2016 December. The committee that was supposed to implement that policy, I was appointed to be part of the committee. We had our first meeting in January 2017, and I must announce to you, sir, that's our last meeting. And the question I asked them in that meeting is that you have publicized, you have told us there's a policy. What is your budget implementation? Policy is not enough. How do we implement? Sadly, the committee head told me there is no budget. I asked them, how come you publish a policy? To protect children. The question is no more, are our children safe? No. The question is, what machineries have you put in place professionally, globally compliant to ensure that children are safe? That is the question. Until you answer that question, you are not ready to receive a child. Not to talk of this, you are not ready to receive a rat. Not to talk of receiving a child.
All right. This is quite emotional conversation, especially this morning, given the circumstances with which we have brought these to the fore. But Mr. Akinlami, please stay on the line. We'll get to our listeners very quickly so that we can also get their thoughts on this as well. We've been speaking with two people this morning. First, we have Mr. Olakunle Sonny, who is here with us in the studio, is the founder and ED of Childhood Advancement Response and Empowerment Initiative, and also the National Secretary of Child Protection Network Nigeria, which is a brainchild of UNICEF. Mr. Taiwo Akinlami also joined us live, or he's also live on the line. He's the founder of Securing a Friendly and Protective Environment, SAFE Initiative, Children Protection and Family Strengthening Expert, and a social development lawyer. So please stay on the line so that we can get our listeners to also weigh in. 0704 400 1067, 0817 444 1067, 0817 555 1067. Doubles as the WhatsApp line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I am Wahid. I'm calling from Abeokuta.
Please go on.
Well, I want to appreciate our guest this morning for that thought-provoking submission they have given this morning. Yes, it is quite unfortunate that what we had in that lower school happened again. In Nigeria, when something happened, we will talk, we will lament, we will not follow up, we will not conclude things to logical conclusions. We are talking now, let's say 2-3 weeks now, we will talk about it, we will shout, we will prefer solutions, and at the end of the day, we will go back to tend to Israel. Now, we need to really do something about our schools these days. The issue of autism is cutting across all levels of education. Now we have primary, we have secondary and tertiary education. And the dimension, the issue of autism is taking in our primary and secondary schools now is alarming that it requires government in particular. They have the power to do whatever they want to do, to turn things or to contain unfortunate incidents like this. But unfortunately, our government are not doing enough when it comes to issues like this. Yes, I know the proprietors of schools, the founders of schools have their issues too. In fact, it is irritating right now what the management of that school is doing. The Lagos state government has closed down the school. No opinion. That school still went ahead to have their class online. It means the best of that student is nothing. It means nothing to them. It's nothing to write home about to them. So all these things we need to put into proper perspective and deal with it holistically. Not only this issue of the lower school, but to forestall future occurrences about this issue. It is unfortunate, and we need to do something about it.
Thank you, Wahid. Thank you very much for your contribution. Please try and keep it brief so that we can accommodate as many as possible.
Okay, let's take this call before we get to some of the WhatsApp comments. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nicholas. Good morning to you.
Yeah, Nicholas, happy Monday to you all. You see, there was an argument, and one poet said that a lion has to leave its tigritude. Another poet said a tiger does not leave its tigritude because it is not a talking animal. The motto of Premier College, Lugbe, is learning and good environment. A 14-year-old girl was raped to death here. The motto of Owen College is to be the best. An 11-year-old boy was brought to death. And we just wake up and we just feel normal. I like the word you use, emotional. These topics, unless you are diabolical, they only have to be emotional. Now, the children of the poor in the High School and Ashiru High School can attempt to stone a DPO. Then the children of the rich in Lekki and Abuja, who can be thrown out under an hour, can have now left drug abuse, and they are now being trained to murder. You see, in the psychology of imitation, some little kids were shown a man who was playing with a dog and beating the dog. They now brought some other kids who didn't see that experiment. The kids just played with the dog. The ones who saw how the dog was beaten, they even improvised better ways to beat the dog. The first teacher of kids is not Buhari or Dabadodo or the Commissioner of Women Affairs.
It is the parents. But when a parent goes to a school to open fire because the child was flogged, that is a case of a Komodo dragon. We saw a woman bring home the hoodlums. The stone she was carrying was even bigger than the hoodlum stone. Are those true parents? And that your name is Nicholas does not make you a good Christian. It's an aspect of nomenclature. That your name is Shehu is just a baptism name. It's not for your name to be a family and you're a good human being than for it to be Stephen and you're a bad human being. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Nicholas.
For your contribution.
You too can contribute, be a part of the program. We're streaming live on Facebook now, so it means you can join the conversation there. You can call us. You can drop us a message on WhatsApp as well. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Brother.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brother. Good morning, Ola.
Good morning.
Olabode, is that you?
Yes, Olabode Adego's my name.
All right, please go on.
I still haven't seen how anyone wants to convince me and intellectualize the fact that the employment of corporal punishment is something that needs to be entirely abolished in our child bringing system. You see, some of our Honduras as Africans and Nigerians, is us believing that they are even flaw in the ways of thinking and their ways of doing things. Everything they are faulting about is actually faulty. How can we be believing that? Yes, corporal disciplinary methods really need a wide extent of review and reformation, and that is what I expect us to be dwelling upon, not promoting all these psychological theories, way of shutting it down completely. No, now, I mean, come on, let's not be bewitched. Let's not be bewitched. Let's dig deeper, and you will be astounded, how much consequential damages this over pampering of children is doing to these Western societies. A 50-year-old just made away with his father's arm to school and gunned down 3 other fellow students. In the United States, was such gruesome violence also a product of physical abuse? Physical abuse is what they call it, as they have been, what they have been interpreting our African corporal spanking of our children to be. So let's be talking about reforming our corporal disciplinary method. Not someone talking, coming here to be trying to be telling us to abolish it. He said no.
All right.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Olabode. Well, we still have our guest here.
On WhatsApp, we have this comment from Ishaya Tunde from Bode Olude, who says, I want to disagree with the new policy made by some authorities to withdraw the cane and spoil the child. The Holy Book says. In those days, we fear and respect our teachers, mostly because of their canes. I want to believe that you people in the house were once flogged by your teachers, although I do not support flogging abusively. We have another similar comment, but maybe should we take this call? Or...
Let's take this call and then... Oh my, we lost the call.
All right, well, this similar comment is a question to Mr. Akinlami. And he says, how do you think the school can discipline erring students if you think corporal punishment is not the way to go?
All right, let's make this our final call so that we can take closing arguments from our guest. Good morning. Please keep it brief.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm Tajuddin.
Tajuddin from Agbon. Good morning to you.
Yes, I want to disagree completely on the issue of removing punishment from our school system. I think that has been what encourages all these kids to do these things that they do. Then the society is also part of the problem. What we see today is giving Nigeria and some other things, even the things that we watch at home. These things that these kids see in those things that they want to practice. They want to practice it anywhere they have that opportunity, either it is in school or even in the neighborhood around the community. So they want to practice what they see in movies. And yes, we have already lost this parental care, the parental guidance. Moral value has been eroded in our community. So we also need to bring all these things back. So that corporate punishment has to be installed in our schools.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
for your contribution. The comment I was reading earlier was also stating a similar position to what one of the callers said, that corporal punishment should remain, but in moderation. So your thoughts on that as we...
I don't think if we start the discussion of corporal punishment, it will take, because I understand that it's an issue because it's a long-term practice. It's a practice that has been on for years, so many years, and many of us are used to that already as ways of growing up. But people need to understand that yes, beating children is not actually the way out. Yes, and then we also need to understand that when we are talking about using positive means to discipline children, it's not a Western idea. It is a child protection idea. I mean, it's a concept that emanates from, ways to keep children safe from, and to also help them to develop and become positive adults in. The moment we see the cave with our children, you become fearful, and then they say, we don't want children to be afraid of you. We want children to just respect.
I think what we do is to dedicate a day,
exactly,
to talk about this, because it looks like
corporal
punishment.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of people deviated from what is.
The entire reason it was raised is because of the idea that violence begets more violence, and children who are beaten.
We'll dedicate a day to that. Maybe Mr. Akinlami will also be kind to join us on whichever day we decide. But let's take your closing thoughts too on the program
in less than a minute, if you can manage it,
because of time.
Primary caregiver or a secondary caregiver. You are running an institution, private or public, and you gather children, and you now have in place a child protection system codified into policies, broken down into processes on which everybody is trained periodically their responsibility is subject to review annually. If that does not exist, you are running a potential crime scene, and don't be surprised that crime happen in an environment that is conducive for it. So we must, as a society, insist. You can't go and borrow British curriculum. The place where you borrow the curriculum from, they don't run school without child protection. You bring British curriculum to Nigeria, you are running British curriculum without any commitment to child protection system. It is a fallacy, it's a fraud, it's hypocritical. Society must stop it. Government must wake up. This idea of shutting school is not the way forward. The prevention is better than cure, because prevention is plus that, 50 plus that.
All right.
I became a dad at 51. So
and congratulations to you too.
50 plus that. I'm on Twitter at Taiwo Akinlami.
All right.
Yes.
Congratulations
I'm on YouTube.
to you as well.
Channel.
All right. So, Zent Oyekunle Showumi, if you are still listening, check out or search Taiwo Akinlami, and then you can get in touch with our guest. Thank you very much, our guest, for your time this morning. Mr. Akinlami and Mr. Sonny, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
As we said, we'll discuss corporal punishment in more detail at a future date. In the meantime, we thank our guests, and we say see you after this commercial break, where we'll come back with From the Pages.
Don't dare touch that dial. It's Splash, your integrity station.
Tayo làwọn tó jàǹfààní Christmas and New Year promo tí Rush Homes and Garden gbé kalẹ̀ lọ́dún tó kọjá fi ń dúpẹ́. Rush Homes and Gardens practice excellence goes beyond imagination. Be a part of this 2021 Christmas and New Year promo. Níbi táwọn oníbàárà ti ń jẹ̀fà lórí Rush Gardens Estate Phase 1 and 2 massive discounts. Phase 1 Adigbe Obada Road 2.5 million. Phase 2 Ashipa 600,000. Babambari ẹ̀rẹ́ o ẹ lè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ bó bá ṣe rọ̀ iye tẹ́ bá san bá ṣe tó lẹ fi máa gba ẹ̀bùn sí fridge, washing machine, microwave oven, gas cooker, Android phone, àpò ìrẹsì, kẹ́ẹ̀gì òróró, màálù àti àìmọye ẹ̀bùn ló wà nílẹ̀ bíbá fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá bá wa ná. Rush Gardens ò talẹ̀ rà tàbí ilé ìjọba. Estate facilities include paved roads, concrete drainage, electricity, security camera and patrol, street lights, perimeter fencing àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Àwa ní first floor Emmanuel Plaza, Oníkókó Road, Manṣẹ́kẹ́ Abeokuta 081-0612-7942 081-0612-7942. Offer ends January 1st, 2022. Rush Gardens, client focused and result oriented.
Admonlinks ló ń tọ́jú lówó gbogbo fóònù tẹ́ ń fẹ́. Owó wọn ò dára, quality
àwòdì ló nílé ìbára ìwò nílé odídẹrẹ́ ilé ìtajà Admon Links lágbádé fún tó bá jẹ́ ti kata fóònù ó kọjá àfẹnusọ. Admon Links tẹ́ mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí tún ti gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀jigẹ̀ ó ti di ńlá ó ti pẹ̀ka káàkiri fún àǹfààní gbogbo mọ̀túnmùwà ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́ àti bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run la fi ń tajà. Tecno, Infinix, Samsung, Oppo, Huawei, Redmi, Itel, Vivo, Nokia, Kidistab àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kò sí irú fóònù tàbí accessories tẹ̀ ń wá bí olówó péréte àbí gọbọi tí ò sí lọ́dọ̀ wa ẹ lè ra fóònù kí ẹ máa san díẹ̀díẹ̀. Screen insurance náà wà pẹ̀lú fáwọn tí fóònù wọn bá jábọ́ fọ́ lójú. Swap deal ìyẹn pàṣípàrọ̀ fóònù wà bákan náà èyí ò wá kan màmá. gan ní àfíjí ìròyìn òtá fojúbà. Admon Links wà ládojúkọ Glo office lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ FCMB Òkèléwó Abẹ́òkúta. Admon Links Ìbàfò wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ààfin ọba Ìbàfò bus stop Ìbàfò àti lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ NEPA office Alágbolé Àkútè road Àkútè àti ní 4 opposite Ìbògùn road Ìyànà Kúkà bus stop Lagos Abẹ́òkúta expressway Ifọ̀. fún àlàyé 0806-882-4971. Admon Links ojúlówó pọ́nbélé.
ẹ ṣeun o olóríire o nọ́mbà tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tó jẹ́ ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì yẹn rèé o òdo.
ẹ gbọ́ ta ni ta ló máa fọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì méjì tí iléeṣẹ́ IAS fẹ́ fi tọrẹ fún oníbàárà ṣe ìfàjẹ́ torí níbi tí wọ́n gbé ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì méjì ọ̀hún sí di ọjọ́ ìyíkoto gbogbo ẹni tó débẹ̀ ló ń lanu pé eléyìí ò wá pọ̀ jù ẹni tó máa fọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì ṣe ìfàjẹ́ òkú tí mọ̀ ó lè jẹ́ ìwọ gangan ló máa jẹ́ ẹ má wàá gbàgbé o pé bí tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì oríire tí ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ bá ṣe pọ̀ tó láǹfààní àti fi ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì ṣe ìfàjẹ́ náà ṣe pọ̀ tó èyíkéyìí ilẹ̀ wa tẹ́ ẹ bá rà ẹ lè san ó kéré tán 50,000 naira nínú ẹ̀ láti jẹ àǹfààní yìí dọ̀bà tètè kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ IAS tó bá súnmọ́ jùlọ pé 090-3377-3189 ẹ sì kú ojúlọ́nà King City Estate IAS tuntun tá a máa ṣe ayẹyẹ ṣíṣí ẹ̀ ní January 30th ọjọ́ yẹn gangan la máa yí koto.
Hooray! It's another Christmas season and time to marry!
Yes, it's Christmas season, so
Bosch 106.7 FM presents Christmas Fun Fair 2021! This year's Christmas Fun Fair promises to give the children fun time with gifts and enough yummies that will make them merry all the way.
Feliz Navidad.
From December 4th to 26th, 2021, a further Christmas grotto will be open to children of all ages at the Ogun State Ministry of Youth and Sports Recreation Center, front of MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta. With a token of 1,500 naira, your children will get to enjoy horse ride, train, pony ride, and rocket launcher with their favorite OAPs. Guess what? Schools, religious centers, and groups that register 50 children and above will also enjoy a whopping 7.5% discount. What are you waiting for? Come one and all as we jingle the bell all the way from 4th to 26th December 2021.
Merry Christmas!
Splash 106.7 FM 2021 Christmas Fun Fair. You don't want to sit this one out!
Hello, good people of Abeokuta and its environs. Have you heard about IPS Logistics Limited? IPS Logistics Limited is a logistics and package delivery company that does pick-up and delivery services according to customer specifications with no delay. IPS also handles sourcing, procurement, payment, and shipping of foreign items to Nigeria. Hello, IPS Logistics Limited. Ó ti dìrọ̀rùn fún ọ láti kó ẹrù ṣọwọ́ síbikíbi tí o bá fẹ́. A sì tún lè bá ọ kó ọjà wọ Nàìjíríà láti ilẹ̀ òkèèrè láì kó ọlọ́kà sókè. At IPS Logistics Limited, we handle self-delivery services in Ogun State for e-commerce businesses. Bí o sì ń wá Uber láti gbé ọ lọ síbikíbi. Àsọ́fìsì IPS Logistics Limited ní second floor Django Shopping Complex Òkèlàntó roundabout Abiola Way Abeokuta. Telephone 0813-991-5553 or 0912-375-0070.
Download IPS Logistics app via Play Store and iOS for booking and other activities.
IPS Logistics Limited. Ó yára bí àṣà, ó fi ní lọ́kànbalẹ̀, ó ṣe é fọkàn tán.
Ó dá lọ.
Makale Marale.
kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ìdá àdọ́ta àgbájọ homes and property Nigeria limited ilẹ̀ rẹ́ndà high level ìkìrìkú ìdán ọ̀yá dam precious estate 200,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 100,000 lẹ́sàn ọ̀dẹ́dá unique garden 300,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 150,000 lẹ́sàn pẹ̀lú dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì yín àti àwọn ohun èlé ilé bíi plasma tv washing machine gas cooker blender 100 phone bag of rice òróró àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ilé oko ọ̀pẹ́jì alábàtà òṣèlè àti kọ́bapẹ́ 60,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 30,000 lẹ́sàn tẹ́ bá ra plọ́ọ̀tì mẹ́ta ìdajì lẹ́gbàsí bó sì jẹ́ éèkà kan lẹ́ra ẹ ti láǹfààní láti gbé di plọ́ọ̀tì kan sí 39 NTA Road ọgbẹ́ Abeokuta 07044648338 07044648338 ó ń tán lọ kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ fọ́ọ̀rù ọjọ́ kẹwàá oṣù kejìlá láǹfààní yóò pẹ́.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
I like talk radio.
Welcome to your number one talk radio station.
Fasten your seatbelts.
This is your favorite station.
Splash FM 106.7.
A wonderful morning starts with integrity. The integrity starts with you.
Splash FM 106.7.
Panorama.
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 Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
Welcome back to Panorama on your integrity station, Splash 106.7 FM. We just concluded the first half of the show, the issue of the day, where we looked at child protection, child welfare, and bullying in secondary schools in light of the unfortunate demise of Sylvester or Romani, an 11-year-old student of Dowan College in Lagos. His death has raised a lot of questions given the circumstances under which it happened. I mean, there are rebuttals from the school denying that he was bullied, beaten, physically assaulted, and fed a chemical substance. They say he died as a result of football injuries, but there have been videos, really sad videos and pictures that show that the school's story is not as watertight as it seems. But we've talked about it in detail with our guests who have now left us, who are both child rights advocates and child protection experts. And now we'd like to read your comments on WhatsApp and Facebook and maybe squeeze in 1 or 2 calls, so long as you keep it to 1 minute. All right? So if you keep your thoughts to 1 minute, we can accommodate 1 or 2 more calls. The numbers are 0817-444-1067, 0817-555-1067, 0704-400-1067. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Tajuddin.
Oh,
Tajuddin. Haven't you called earlier?
Yes.
Tajuddin, we'd like to take...
I want to comment on that Doen event.
Please keep it to 30 seconds. Please keep it to 30 seconds.
I would like an investigation to be conducted, and if it has been confirmed what really happened, I think the school should be, if possible, closed down totally. Because for a school to come out and give that kind of lie, that the guy sustained injury from a football match. Ordinarily, I didn't think there was no comment from the school. Yes, they could have been given the benefit of doubt. But for that kind of comment to come around, if eventually they are found guilty, the school should be completely shut down. Totally.
All right, thank you, Tajuddin. Please, if you've called before, allow others to call, okay? So that we don't have a monopoly of the phone lines. If you've called before, I understand you have more to say, but we're working with time constraints here. 0817-444-1067, 0817-555-1067, 0704-400-1067. On WhatsApp, we have the rest of Olajuwon's comments, where he says, I was disciplined in school, even though it made me unnecessarily bold. That is in Cain, but in the long run, when I found Jesus in the late 90s, my orientation changed as regards that unpleasant way that I intended to take. In bringing up your wards, our religious authority cannot be ruled out. The parents also have failed. Most parents rely on the school to train their wards, knowing fully well that these children spend a larger part of the day with them. I believe in corporal punishment, but it must be done in moderation. That's from Olajuwon from Italshin. We also have Sanitarian Akinola Oluwarantimi from Ashero, who says, it saddens my heart hearing that little kids have involved themselves in cultism, have known what cultism is all about. I think there is need to provide codes of conduct for each parent and child in all our schools. We need to have fellowship centers in our various schools whereby pastors and imams come to preach the word of God to the kids. Most importantly, all parents need to take responsibilities of taking care of their wards. Those that killed Sylvester shall be brought to book and should be sentenced to life imprisonment at a remand home. May Sylvester's soul rest in peace. Ademoye Haruna says, thanks to our guests, but my question to him is that, is Nigeria protected as a whole? Talk less of sector. There is no way to put all the blame on schools. The blame can also go to the governments who have failed in their responsibility. How far their level of awareness on the child protection bill is signed into law? How monitored are they to protect the lives of and properties of Nigerians as it was written in our constitution? Then when the incident happens, you will see their aides fooling around. Well, maybe you mean fooling around. Surakat Abiodun says most of the blame still hangs on the parents. It must be up and doing to training their wards. It is the training they gave to them at home that is being exhibited within the community and the schools. And this next comment, while I try to access it so I can read it, we'll maybe take the Facebook comments.
On Facebook, like I said, Zen, so you couldn't show me said Child Protective Services is a topic I would like to see Mr. Akinlami. Well, I did tell you, you can find him on Facebook. Mr. Taiwo Akinlami is his name on Facebook. And he said, we had a Quranic school in Kwara State closed down for abuse on students. And others are just saying good morning, happy new week. Adibodi Alade Johnson, we see your message. Thank you. Wire Money. I don't know what sort of name is that, but thank you very much for your comments on Facebook.
Well, on WhatsApp, we have Afolabi maybe outlining what he thinks are his reasons for, bullying in schools. Observations. Well, as I said, I'm guessing that those are your observations of what you think is responsible for cases like please be patient. I will read them as soon as I can access them. Please be patient.
All right. I have the Daily Sun newspaper here with riders, compulsory vaccination for civil servants, infringement on human rights, according to an Anglican bishop. Reps query NCDC over 9 billion naira pandemic fund. Senate discovered 34. The president has really traveled in the last 2 months or thereabouts. All right.
From Nigerian Tribune, Omicron variant is the lead story. UK suspends processing of visitor visa applications from Nigeria. Residents traveling from Nigeria to pay 2,285 euros for 10-day quarantine. Why Nigeria must be restructured, Tambuwal set to unveil presidential bid. 75% of human diseases originate from animals. This is according to the Veterinary Council acting registrar. Nigerians to pay more as shipping lines set to ensure US-based foundation set to perform free open-heart surgeries. 72 lawyers to become SAN on Wednesday. Senate uncovers how PEF placed 34 billion naira in fixed deposit accounts without remitting interest. 8 children found dead inside vehicle in Lagos. And those are the stories from the